Hopefully that experiment with the cones went well, okay? And you're able to see the relationship between a cone and a cylinder, all right? I know that it is only a fraction, and it may have been hard to decipher how much of a fraction it was, but hopefully you got there, okay? Remember, I'm always here to answer your questions. To find the volume of a cone, hopefully you came up with this, okay? Um, it's 1/3 base time area of base times your height, okay, which can also be referred to as 1/3 pi r squared because your base is a circle times your height. And I'm going to write this, you will see me write it like this, where I write pi r squared times the height all over 3, okay, just to make it easier on you. All right, let's try one of these, okay. Actually, you know what? Why don't you pause the video and you try this? Okay, you try this one. Make sure you're checking your work. All right, you should have this as your setup. Pi 3 squared times 6. 3 is your radius of your base. 6 is the height of the shape because it drops down from the vertex. All right, and you should have gotten 18 pi units cubed for this one. Okay. All right, we're gonna do this one together. There's a difference between numbers 1 and number 2, right? Number 1, this 10 is referring to our slant height, all right? But when we're finding the volume, we want to know what the height of the shape is, all right, not the slant height. So in order to find this, I can call it x, right? This is a variation of a triple. I can call it x, though, if I don't know my triples, and solve for x using the Pythagorean theorem here. All right, if you do that, you should get x to be 8. So now I know my height is 8. I can say pi times 6 squared times 8 all over 3 is my volume. Make sure we know that's the volume. Okay, well 6 squared is 36. 36 times 8 divided by 3, the volume should be 96 pi units cubed. All right, those are the first two examples. If you have any questions on what I did here, please feel free to raise your hand and I'll come over there and answer them. Okay. All right. So now we want to apply this a little bit to real life because you can go to a sweet shop and ask to find the volume of the ice cream cone that you're about to buy. Okay. I know all of you want to do that. Okay. But let's try this out. Find the volume of the ice cream cone. So you notice here we have two different shapes. I have my cone here in red. And then I have what looks to be like a sphere. And remember, if it's not a whole sphere, it's half, so it's a hemisphere. All right, so we want to find the volume of the hemisphere and then add it to the volume of our cone. Okay, but remember, to find the volume of a cone, I need to know the height. And that's x. This is a triple, but if you don't know your triples again, okay, x should be 15. All right. So let's try this. Let's go to the hemisphere. We're going to go with the sphere hemisphere first. I'm going to call it volume of the hemi, okay, for hemisphere. So find a volume of a sphere, all right, you do 4 pi r cubed all over 3, okay? So a to the third power times 4 is 2048 pi divided by 3 gives you 682.67 pi. Remember, that's the volume as if it were a whole sphere, so I need to divide it by 2 to get the volume of a hemisphere, which is 341.33 pi. Okay. That's your volume of your top, your hemisphere. So next I need to find the volume of the cone, which is, radius is 8, height is 15, so pi 8 squared times 15 all over 3. Okay, 8 squared is 64. 64 times 15 is 960 pi over 3, which is 320 pi. So I have 341.33 pi for the hemisphere and 320 pi for the cone. So what do you think I should do? Right, we're going to add them. So total volume equals 341.33 pi plus 320 pi, which gives us 661.33 pi inches cubed. All right. Okay, as always, if you have questions, let me know. There's a worksheet for you to complete after this lesson. All right, go ahead and go grab it up in the front of the classroom. But if you have any questions, please feel free to ask or go ahead and rewatch the video. Have